Stella, thank you. Let's start with the story, because I thought that this Rubicon had been crossed already.
Yeah, I'm a bit baffled, if I'm honest, James, because I'm not the first MP to have a very small baby. My son is 13 weeks old. He is in need of feeding regularly, and therefore it's not really practical to leave him any length of time anywhere else. But I'm not the first MP to be in that position, and so to have taken a baby into the chamber. Yesterday, I was leading a debate on buy now, pay later credit and how we need to regulate that. I had actually already given up my baby leave proxy vote to be able to do that, because the parliamentary authorities had previously written to me saying you can't go and speak in the chamber and have a proxy vote. So I'd done that in order to do that. And then they wrote to me and said, and here's a new hurdle. You can't take the baby with you. And the thing is, James, I don't have maternity cover. So there really isn't anybody else who can do this. And that faces an impossible position where either my son gets my attention or my constituents are denied a voice for 6 months whilst I take maternity leave. And I don't think we want to do that in British politics, because then we're basically setting up a rule that says if you elect a woman, especially a woman of childbearing age, you might lose her for 6 months and you might lose your voice in our democratic process, because we can't make the system work for the 21st century and put parenting and politics together.
So I hope you don't mind me asking you this question. If you were in charge and you had the choice, what would you prefer? Would you prefer that people could have maternity cover, or indeed paternity cover, I suppose?
I'm part of a campaign with...
No, I know you have, but yeah. I'm giving you the choice here in a slightly binary way. What would you rather have? Full access to the chamber for MPs with their babies, or parental cover, or both, I suppose, and then you get to choose as a parent which one it's going to be?
Yeah, I'd like Parliament to follow the same employment laws that we ask other workplaces to follow, which is that you have appropriate maternity cover so that you can actually take a break and you can be with a small child, but you're also able to perform keep in touch days, which are a legal requirement, which is what I was trying to do yesterday. I don't think it's an odd thing to expect Parliament to follow the rules that they wouldn't ask other employers to uphold. Unfortunately, because I don't have employment rights as an MP, we're in this strange position where my constituents aren't represented properly.
But imagine I was doing your maternity cover and I disagreed with you about something. What would I be there as? Would I be there as a delegate, just parroting your position on every vote and every speech, or would I be able to exercise some form of political autonomy on my own? Because I'm not busy at the moment, Stella.
Oh, I think you are, James. You are. A keep in touch day is when somebody who is on maternity leave goes into their workplace because they have a special set of skills. So, for example, a teacher who is on a keep in touch day might know particular histories with a child and would come in for a day for a meeting. And what I consider I was trying to do yesterday was essentially a keep in touch day.
Yes, okay.
I think it is perfectly possible. There are a number of ways to solve this problem. I think the challenge is, this is not my first child. We've been pushing Parliament to try and resolve these issues and confront how it makes itself a family-friendly working place for some time. And it's clear we have a way to go. And frankly, yesterday it felt like we'd taken a step backwards rather than a step forward.
Or two steps backwards after taking one step forward, because Dame Eleanor Lang deployed language that is, it's a tad Victorian. Apparently your conduct was not in line with the recently published rules on, and I quote, behaviour and courtesies.
Well, I mean, my son was incredibly well behaved and slept the whole way through. And clearly I have a vested interest in making sure he does that, so that you could hear my speech about the buy now, pay later industry.
Yeah, but you're not a baby whisperer.
My speech was what sent him to sleep. I couldn't possibly comment.
But you're not a baby whisperer. No parent can have full control over the quietness of a child. And that's probably my final question, which would be, I mean, we've all been in scenarios, all parents have been in scenarios where we've had to leave restaurants or leave church or leave gatherings of people because the bambino just won't be quelled, won't be calmed. Is that a sort of fly in the ointment of your ambition here? That basic knowledge that you could be in the middle of the speech and the little lad could have kicked off like nobody's business?
Undoubtedly, and it's a nightmare for every parent to be able to manage. But most parents should, and rightly so, are entitled to some kind of maternity cover and maternity leave. I was involved in calls with ministers from my hospital bed because they were very clear they would not let my staff be in those conversations. And if I hadn't taken part in them, my constituents, desperately worried about their relatives in Afghanistan, wouldn't have been represented. And that really was a life or death situation. I'm not asking for special treatment. I am asking for Parliament to lead rather than follow when it comes to good employment practices. And I'm also worried about the numbers of people cut out from our politics by these policies, not because they don't have the skills or the experience or something to contribute, but because we have a system that was built for basically men of a certain age with independent means, and that's not the majority of the British population.
So I know I said that was my final question, but I've got one more. So in fact, there's somewhat lazy headlines that have turned this into a story about whether or not babies should be allowed in the House of Commons. The big issue here is actually the maternity cover issue. Yeah. That's the big campaign.
The Good Parliament project shows us very clearly that if you're a parent of young children, if you're a man, you still stand and you get elected. But if you're a woman, you don't. Women wait until their children are grown up, or they choose not to have children at all. That's why we set up This Mum Votes, to get more mums into politics and a seat at the decision-making table so that their voices can be heard.
And will you be taking the little boy back into the chamber anytime soon?
Well, I've been told that the Speaker is making a statement at 11:30 about this matter. I don't know what he's going to say. I hope there'll be progress to say. I'm not the only one who's in this position. I'm probably just not prepared to accept it, because I think the constituents in Walthamstow deserve better. Walthamstow is God's own country, after all.
Let's not get carried away. Stella Creasy, thank you very much indeed. And of course, it is 11:11, so we'll find that statement, the content of that statement, in about 20 minutes. She'll set us up nicely for PMQs coming up at 12 noon today.